guys are doing great. So let's knock this thing out. Got to get ready for practice tomorrow.
Did you get to what you wanted to be accomplished? Did you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We wanted to play a game. It's the old cliche. You want to play against somebody else. You've been playing against each other for months, and you want to get a game. You want to get under the lights. You want to see how guys respond. So, all in all, I mean, everybody's obviously going to feel pretty good. I mean, there was some good numbers. A good team effort in a lot of areas, but we got incredibly high standards. So, we need to have a great week of preparation. And we have one of the best D2 teams in the country coming in here, on next Monday, and so we're going to have to get better to prepare for that. And so it's going to be a good week of practice for us, and we got to kind of maybe start taking kind of the next steps in our install. The things we want to get in before the real games hit. So, today was great. We'll evaluate it, but we're on to the next.
Has Henry returned to practice, or is he still?
Henry?
Excuse me.
Yeah, Henry
Has Mo returned to practice?
Not quite yet. I mean, he's doing some basketball stuff, so we're building up to that for sure.
Last year, Keyshawn came in, hadn't shot threes before, then shot more. Tonight we see Trey Towns hit threes. Is that to be expected? Is that something we could...
If he can hit 45, 4 out of 5 every night and 80%, I think that's going to be really good for us. So that's what I'm counting on. No. I mean, it was great. He's really worked hard on his shot. And, a lot of times the guys like Trey and Keyshawn, these guys are really good players in winning programs, that kind of, get, forced is a strong word, but they play a certain role to help that team to help that team win. And so sometimes, a change of scenery kind of helps, maybe break down some of the barriers, and it allows them to do different things. And I just, I told Trey just now, Trey was ISO'd a lot, when he was at Oakland, and he was really good. They had a bunch of really crafty, good sets, and he was great in isolations and great when they had matchup advantages, him taking advantage of it. We haven't done as much of that with him, which we might, down the line, but I want him to get comfortable just playing in the flow of the game right now, and it looks like he is to me. And I want to give a lot of credit to Ken Nakagawa. Ken, he's on our staff, and Ken's been with me a long time, and he's been a behind-the-scenes guy a long time. But he's the one in the gym with he specifically spends a lot of time with Trey, with Conrad and with Henry, and I can really see significant improvement in all those guys' techniques and stuff. So that means a lot to me. So we pride ourselves in our player development, and if you take pride in something, you better do it. So I feel like our staff's doing a good job of that.
Henry had not played in a real game in a long time for you guys. How do you think he looked out there?
I thought Henry looked great. He's practiced really well this fall, and consistently well. So I was glad to see him get under the lights and for that to happen. I mean, Henry's been incredibly patient. He's been incredibly mature about a hard process, and getting better is hard. And I think what's got lost in this day and age with NIL, and you're seeing these exorbitant NBA contracts, and you're seeing this transfer portal is patience and true development. I mean, one of the best development variables of all is time and experience. So he's giving himself time. And you know what? For Henry Veesaar to be a sophomore at Arizona right now, when people probably had forgotten about him, I know who didn't forget about him, our staff. And we've been working with that guy every single day and building up to this. And that's how you build a great program with great depth, and you can have sustainable successes. Guys like Henry committing to the process and making hard decisions to redshirt.
A couple times in transition where Tobe was able to control himself and not either draw get the charge or the travel. The body control that he shows for a guy his size, that has to be something that you're happy to build around.
Yeah, I mean, Tobe's, he's a joy to coach and a joy to be around. Just really hard on himself. So I've really tried to get him to lighten up on himself and understand how effective he can be. So it was fun to see him have some success in the game, and, maybe he can build. I keep telling him, I need him to smile more. I think once he starts smiling, he's really going to take the next step in his game. But I love where he's at. I love how hard he works. I love how much he cares.
What did you like about the way your team was able to get to the line 33 times tonight?
Well, it's no secret. We're not trying to build a team to shoot 33s or 43s a game. We're trying to build a team to shoot 30 free throws. And I think if we can shoot 30 free throws, which is a high number, it's probably not going to happen every night. But I think if we can have that mindset, we're going to get a lot of great shots. a lot of great 3-point shots off that because, we're going to be able to collapse the defense and we're going to get 20 or 24 threes from guys we want shooting those threes. So I like that we're able to establish, get into the foul line. That's important to me.
You talked about roles. How long does that usually take, or is that process already started?
I think, I kind of let it happen a little bit organically, and, I'm not trying to pigeonhole guys, from day one. And, and I want to see how guys react kind of naturally in those moments. And then, because, if I'm trying to control them as a player before they've had an opportunity to really show what they can do, am I going to get the authentic version of that player? I want the authentic version of that player. And then once I see that, I want to help them maybe do the things that could be effective. So, it's probably happened naturally, but I would say we still have some work to do in that area, but I'll continue to let it evolve a little bit.
How would you describe the team's non-starters or bench players and the team's confidence in those players?
Well, it's really high. We have guys that would be starting in a number of programs, and that's important, and that's how you build a great program. You have depth, and you have options, and we have guys that know you come to Arizona that you're probably gonna have to make some sacrifices on some personal things, some personal accolades, but there'll be lots of gains in other areas. So we have a culture where that's normal, and we reward that, and we really we really value those guys. And I don't know exactly who's going to start, who's not going to start as of today. We started what we did today, but, we also have another player coming back that's pretty good. So, that might shake things up a little bit or maybe not. We'll see. So, but all in all, I love the options we have with this roster. I think they're all going to contribute to winning.
Do you think you have more or better shooters this year than you've had in the last 3 years?
Yeah, it looked like it today. I think, Henry's been really consistently shooting the ball. Trey's made a lot of progress in that. Tobey's actually made a lot of progress as well, at shooting the ball. And, Delhi can really, really shoot the ball. Obviously, we know Caleb can make shots. And KJ and JB are much improved in that area. It's something we spent a lot of time on. When I was, kind of evaluating the team in the offseason, you're looking for potential weaknesses. I thought maybe overall shooting might be. That doesn't bother me. It just, you have to have an awareness of it. So we spent a lot of time on shooting, and obviously our guys shot the ball pretty well tonight, but it's not something we're expecting on a nightly basis. I don't even know what we shot from 3 today. What did we shoot?
14 of 26.
So it's over 50%. If we could do that all year, that'd be great.
Had like 3 different lob passes ahead in like a 2-minute span in the first half. Just his floor vision for somebody who hasn't played very much. Is that what you were expecting?
Well, Conrad's a really good player. Conrad's somebody that I see contributing to this team. He has great charisma. He's getting a great understanding of what I'm looking for out there. I'm comfortable with him. So it was cool to see him have those moments because, those are passes, we practice. But they can also be risky, but he made all the right decisions throwing them today. He read, he looked off the safety and he saw we had good cover, one-on-one coverage over the top, and he played to the size. So those were great decisions.
Carter Bryant seemed to have that kind of KJ Lewis-esque defensive mentality out there. Is that kind of a good place to start?
Carter's really talented, and he's really a sweet kid, and he's the pleaser. So I think the first thing in my conversations with Carter is just getting him to establish, right now I want you to be a problem solver with effort, toughness, and really hone in on those things, and great fundamentals. And then, then we can build your game out from there and build confidence in other areas. But I think if he can really hammer home that effort stuff, and he is showing progress in it, I think he's really going to help this team. And, he'll be the type of player that can grow over the course of the season. And as he grows, we'll grow.
Did you talk to any of the people sitting in those seats next to the bench?
Oh, I said hi. I know them all. So they're all good people. So, but nothing crazy. There's not going to be any ongoing conversations. Those 2 empty seats were there. I thought it was Bruce. Where's Bruce at today? I thought he was going to be sitting next to me.
Ready for you at media
He's
day.
already in Kansas City waiting for you.
Oh, wow. That's jeez. All in.
His questions.
Yeah, I'm ready for him. So, all right, guys, have a good one.
last season, and you had 4 tonight. Is that something you've always had in your game, or is it something that you've kind of worked on since you've gotten here?
You know, I'd say it's a yes to both of those questions. I've always felt I was a capable 3-point shooter. You know, it just wasn't my main role at Oakland University. But here it was also something I wanted to work on and get back and confident mentally to be that great shooter. And you know, I give a lot of credit to Ken. We've worked out individually. You know, he's been my guy this entire time since I've got here in June. And you know, to see this happen on the court, you know, hopefully he's just as happy as I am because he's put a lot of work into me.
Repetitions, or are you working on specific form or fundamentals or anything like that?
I'd say it's the repetitions in the workouts and then just getting him up in practice. You know, Ken's thing with me is he doesn't care if I make or miss him in practice. He just wants me to shoot him so that, you know, I feel like I'm a confident shooter. And, you know, at first I was struggling with that because I wasn't making very many in practices. But, you know, it's just that repetition, the mentality of the whole idea. And, you know, it worked out today.
Conversation go down in the recruiting process when you're either talking to Ken or Tommy about your desire to shoot more threes. They believe you can have that type of role with this program.
You know, the team had a spot for me to come in and you know, play my game. They didn't have any specific things they wanted me to do. They just wanted, you know, they saw me as a player at Oakland and wanted me to come be myself. But they also saw that I was a capable shooter. You know, the tournament run, I had my fair share of threes there. And, you know, they invested a lot of time into me this offseason so that I'm able to perform in these games and shoot threes. But, you know, it wasn't any crazy conversations. It was just them believing in me and trying to get me to believe in myself beyond the arc.
Henry, first action in a game against an opponent in a year and a half or something. How did it feel out there?
It felt great finally playing basketball again. Like, in the actual game, it feels a lot different than practices, so I was super happy to be on the court.
Was there any nervousness because you had an injury that, I don't want to hurt myself, or is that too far back in the past?
There wasn't any, nervousness about that. It was just, I didn't play, in a year almost, and it just felt great to be back. And, I was just so excited. I've been working out for a year now, and, just being able to get back on the court, it meant a lot.
Were there shots you took tonight that you wouldn't have tried in this game as a freshman?
As a freshman? Yeah, probably. The coach have done a great job giving me confidence with all my shots, and even if you make a mistake, they let me play through it, so it gives a lot of confidence for us.
But you're for stretch 4, stretch 5, that 3-pointer you hit, we saw it a lot 2 years ago.
Yeah, I definitely, even my first year I shot it, but I feel like now I'm more comfortable shooting it.
Henry, Coach Lloyd was talking about patience with you and how that's kind of a rare trait among young players these days. How difficult was it for you to remain patient, sitting out that year and knowing that eventually you're going to get to play again?
No, it's definitely hard. For any basketball player, we love to compete, so it was hard, just sitting out for a year and not playing any games. But overall, I think it was a better thing for me. I set out and I was able to just work out and have a double off season, just get better and work on my craft. I think it definitely helped me.
For both of you, how would you describe this team's ability to shoot the ball from range?
Very good.
Yeah, I think we just have a lot of talented guys that can score from anywhere on the court. You know, you got Henry, 7-footer, shooting threes all the way down to our guards, and our guards getting to the paint and finishing over big guys and getting and one. So we just got a lot of offensive talent as well as defensive talent.
Trey, are you named after someone? Are you the third?
Yeah. So my real name's actually Lawrence. Lawrence Townsend III, named after my dad and his dad. And then Trey, yeah, because I am the third. So.
Wasn't like your parents were hoping you'd hit a lot of 3-pointers.
Yeah, no, I can't say so, but yeah, definitely proud of the name. Yeah, it's a surprise. Do you guys think I look like a Lawrence?
You go by Larry?
No, that's the one name. I would go by Lawrence, if a teacher wanted to. A lot of my classes, I don't bother, saying I go by Trey, but I've never gone by Larry before.
How do you feel like the overall flow being out with this group was for you being out there?
Personally, we've been battling against each other for months now, and it was great to finally play against another team. Obviously, we're still in a building process, but it was just great to, get out there and run up and down and just see all the stuff we've been working on this offseason just gel and everyone playing together and, everyone getting in there and having fun. I think that was the best thing. Everyone had a great time. It was my first time in, the white Arizona uniform playing against another team. It was just a great experience, and, it's a lot we can build off of, but I think we did a great job coming in and, just playing our game.
Trey, Trey, Tommy said that you were isolated a lot on offense at Oakland. What's the transition been like going from, maybe being an isolation player to the team system that they have here?
Yeah, so at Oakland, what I've been saying a lot, the transition for me coming here was Oakland's very set oriented, and Campy's a great play caller. But everything we did was, XYZ. We're running plays, and we're going to get the best shot from these plays. Whereas my transition here, Tommy's offense is really free flowing, and we're playing basketball at a fast pace, but it's a lot of players making plays for each other and things like that. So at the beginning of my time here, that was a struggle for me to fit in this system, but like I've said, the coaches have invested hours and hours of time into my development. My teammates, the guys that have been here, and the guys that are also transferring in with me have helped me learn and play my best game. But just seeing, like I said earlier, seeing this all come together and playing it in this pace and transition game like that, it's been fun.
Henry, how physical is Tobe to go against in practice?
He's very physical. It's great for me. I would say in practice he definitely gives a look in the Big 12 as well for us. He's a very physical, goes for every rebound, so just battling him every day in practice, it preps us for the season.
Yeah, he seems like he has really good body control for that size. Is that something that you can learn from?
Yeah, definitely. He's super strong, goes for every rebound. He gets there every time with two hands. He's amazing at it.
And has there been any indication in terms from the coaching staff for you how much you'll play inside, how much maybe you'll be outside?
Not really, just whatever that rotation is and however they need us to play, depending on the opponent we play against, whatever they need us to do, we do it.
Henry, Coach said that you've also worked a lot with Ken. What are some of the things that you guys have worked on together?
I feel like we have been a lot of workouts together. We've done a lot of ball handling stuff, especially last year, did a lot of ball handling stuff, shooting threes, getting off the move, off the catch, doing stuff. With Ken, he's been amazing with us, super patient, works us out hard, he's just been a great coach to us, working us out on our skills.
All set. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.